Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel and to another craft with me video. All these clips are from the past probably month. So all these clips outside are in my backyard. This is a little book I made for my sister. I sent her it in the mail. She's 12 or 11 and I've sent her cards and stuff before because it makes her really happy, but I don't think, well, she's never sent me anything back. So I made her a booklet on how to send mail, where to put the stamp, and where to write your address, and I just thought it'd be really fun. And I put too many pages, so I filled them up as much as I could, and I glued some together towards the end. And I included a postcard with a stamp already on it, so all she has to do is write my address and her little message or drawing. That reminds me of a story that when I was in college, our student center had a small post office in it, and so that's where everyone would get their mail and send their mail. And this is when I first started pen paling and sending mail in general. I'd never sent a card before, and so I put a stamp on it. I didn't know that there's a place you're supposed to put the stamp, but anyways, I go back in a week and the card I tried to send now was in there, and so I was upset or annoyed. And so I go up to the lady who was working at the post office, and she's probably in her 60s or something. So I asked her, I was like, "Hey ma'am, I tried to send this letter. I put a stamp on it and everything. Why did it get sent back to me?" And she looked at me like I was the dumbest person she'd ever met in her life, and said that I needed to put the stamp in the top right corner instead of just anywhere on the envelope. So that was really embarrassing, and I've never forgotten where to put a stamp since. But anyways, back to the clip. This is kind of my current journal. I don't really like it, but that's just what I wanted to do at the time. It's just an old school binder I had. I took out all the stuff that was in it, and I kind of wanted to try the ring thing again, like I did with one of my other journals I think I showcased during the New Year's tag. And I really enjoyed using that one, but I'm just really not feeling this one. So I've ordered a Loistrum, and hopefully it'll be here eventually, and I'm gonna switch to that. I thought about using up some of the last few pages of an Exceed journal I had used in December and early January, but I don't know. I know some people go back and reuse journals they have filled, but it just doesn't feel right, and I like to have things in some kind of order. Like this notebook is from January to June, and I don't want to skip around and confuse people, I guess, because eventually when I'm dead or when I'm older, I do want to share my journals, no matter how bad they are, with my family or my kids or grandkids. But here I'm just putting in some pages. Journaling outside isn't that great when you don't have a blanket under you, and I kept getting all that pollen, I think it's oak pollen, all over me. So after this, I definitely use a blanket when I'm crafting outside, which isn't very often because the weather's just, one minute it's kind of warm, and then the next minute it feels like I'm in the middle of October, which is weird, and I'm not a cold weather person at all. I really hate being cold. But this sheet of music paper turns into a really cool pocket later on. You don't see it here, so maybe I'll post a picture on my Instagram. And here's a flow journal I got for Christmas about 2-3 years ago. I'm trying to use that up. It's just, even now I hoard the papers. And also that March calendar right there is also from Flow, and I think it's kind of ironic that it's a bunch of people hanging out outside their apartment, or hanging out their windows of their apartments. But also in this video, I don't know, the past few weeks I've just really not been in a mood, and I couldn't keep anything in frame, so some of these videos aren't the best quality, but I figure y'all are wearing out your YouTube subscriptions, so I hope you don't mind, and I'll be more conscious of it from now on. So yeah, don't really have anything to say. I'm trying to kind of fill the silence because I can. I asked some people on I asked on Instagram if anyone had any questions for me so I could do a Q&A and something. I got 2 answers so far, and so I'll save them up until I have more questions. So if you have any questions for me, they can be personal too. If you want to know about other things about me, and if I feel comfortable answering them, I will. So journal, personal related, definitely comment, let me know, and I'll be more than happy to do it, I guess. This is an envelope I really like. I found it in the attic of my boyfriend's mom's house. It has a postmark from 1984, so that's pretty cool, and I love how canceled out it is. The flap of it, where the sticky part is, really gritty. I guess the adhesive's breaking down, so I covered it with washi tape, which I don't think you could really see. So it's just random. It doesn't look like this anymore, but I do like the cover with the yay mailbox. Oh, here's a junk journal I was gonna make. It looks pretty rough right now, but it'll improve. Here's a new Flow Journal magazine I got for super cheap. Usually there's like $90, but I got it on sale for $30 online, so that's pretty sweet. And I really love these pages. And I think this one kind of goes out of frame too, even though this is kind of the perfect angle for it. But like I said, I hope you'll forgive me. Well, that sounds dramatic, but I'll be better and more conscious about it from now on. A lot of these patterns remind me of some of my journal friends. We have a small group of us, and so when I see some of these papers, I definitely think of them. I love these orange ones. The citrus ones are really nice. I like that kind of pattern. This is a little thing that goes on your desk. There's a little foot that pops out of there in the back, but it's still in the book. It says, make do with what you have, or something like that. And these I really, really like. And cut out the flowers. I love these calendars too. These are really cute. And so this is where it goes out of frame. And here are some posters that are pretty interesting. The one you're gonna see, I think, after this one, or the next one, is up on my wall in front of my desk. Yes, this one with the little dog. I like the back of that one too. Those twins look like they should be in The Shining, so they're kind of creepy. And then this one's really nice too. I like the colors and the greens and whatever. The back of that one's not great though. So these are weird people that you put on your glass to mark who's who, but I don't know, that's kind of creepy how flat they are. They kind of remind me of when cartoons are run over with a steamroller and like the Looney Tunes and stuff, so it's weird. These are strips of washi tape, and oh, these remind me of Danny from Paperworm, so hey Danny, how's it going? I might have to send her those, or like make a little card out of it for her. I love these. I love the pine trees. My favorite type of tree, evergreens. These are some cards. At first I thought they were some weird notebook, but they're cards. I really like them. They're cute. I've already used 2 of them up. Here's some it's not wrapping paper because it just feels like regular thin paper, so it's just bits of scrapbooking paper, I guess. oh, also, this was my first look at the book. I held off until I could go outside and film it for everyone. Not that you could really hear my reaction. Not that I really had a reaction. I don't have a lot of outward expressions. Like, I don't gasp or anything. The most I do is like a ooh, ah. Ooh, these. I like these. Like right now. There we go. I'll probably just use the back of these because I don't plan on making banners, or I guess some places you call it bunting. And then they always have little goodies in the pocket. These are actually temporary tattoos. These aren't stickers. Here's a little cat notebook that I'm debating on what to do with. And then these are little people and stuff on a string. It's hanging on my corkboard, and it's really cute. And when I'm trying to tuck everything away, you see this girl's leg get bent away that it shouldn't. I don't know what my problem is today. I might cut this out. If I don't, then... well, if you're hearing this, I obviously didn't. There she goes. Here is my glue book. It's mostly pictures of houses, but I decorated the front, but I never did anything with the back. And this is where it really goes out of frame, and I have to pretty much cut out most of it, and I forgot to show the end product. So I might just insert as a picture here towards the end. Is anyone else struggling with not having energy for anything? So I'll definitely put it in there because I said I would, but really been struggling with motivation. Here's this is from the first flow book I got, and I've been hoarding this one because I like camping themed things, even though I'm not a huge fan of camping in general. But I don't know, little houses, little car illustrations of cars and pins and stuff, and trees, specifically pine trees I'm a sucker for, which I've probably said a million times. It's the back of the flow book, and it's, I think the bottom sticker with the bull rider on it was a sticker that on some jeans, and then the top one are some misprints of some printables I bought online that are some vintage ladies. But I like how the back came out, and I need to find packing tape so that I can make sure it doesn't peel off, because it already is. I've been lazy and not doing that. So then I go through the second flow book, and since at the time, it paused there. I don't know why it did that. I've been trying to fix it. So should be over. Hopefully I can fix this, and editing some more, I'll mess around with it more. But there it is, back to normal. Still feel hoardy about these papers, even though I'm trying to push my way through it, because the point of it's to use it. Going through the old flow book, and not sure. Oh, I get these circular stickers. I just forget I have them and never use them. I think one thing I liked about older versions of Flow, like I think it's the 7th edition, had a lot of stickers and a lot of postcards and stuff, and I really like that. I've noticed that these have a lot more just writing paper or pen pal paper, which is fine, but I like cards a lot. Here's my scrap bin, because I just couldn't find anything that I wanted to go there. So some more dinosaur wrapping paper that I enjoy. Here is some of my glue book. I decided to do some collaging in these blank spaces because not all the pictures are even size that'll, fill the page evenly without kind of covering other images up. So I figured I could use collage in the backgrounds in the corners just to fill those spaces so that there's just not those kind of ugly lines poking out too much. And so I fiddle with which images to glue down for a while, but I end up with this picture with an orange design on it, which I really, really like. And of course I have to use this paper. Oh, okay. This bit with the apples on it that you saw on the bottom is something I've had a long time. It's been floating around my scrap bin for whatever reason. But this kind of grayish splotchy one at the bottom was actually a picture of a painting. It's some weird abstract painting, and I just took those from a magazine to use as background. I don't really like it on its own, but in collage it's really nice. And even though I kind of test where I want to put things, I always end up either putting it crooked or not where I originally wanted it to go. I don't know, it just always ends up that way for whatever reason. Thanks for watching my channel. I will catch you in the next video. Bye.